Hi all, in this video we will try to understand more about Jyeshta Nakshatra, that is mainly the nature and the functioning of Jyeshta Nakshatra we will try to emphasize here. So Jyeshta Nakshatra is all about protecting others, taking responsibility of others, being in an authoritative position, and it is also about waiting for more prosperity. So it's something like Jyeshta energy is, they always want more prosperity. They wait for more prosperity. Even though they have some prosperity and abundance, they still want more. That is the energy present here. So here in the nature and functioning, if you observe of Jyeshta Nakshatra, it always shows a sense of arriving or becoming, right? It's a kind of a sense of arriving or becoming is the main energy of Jyeshta Nakshatra. So Jyeshta, it actually it completes the second set of 9 nakshatras. The first set of 9 nakshatras are Ashwini to Aslesha, and then Magha to Jyeshta is the second set, and Mula to Revati is the third set of 9 nakshatras. So it completes the second set of 9 nakshatras. So this particular second set of 9 nakshatras is mostly to do with involvement in worldly activities on the earthly plane, right? The second set of nakshatras, that is the second set of 9 nakshatras, it's always about dealing with the worldly activities. So Jyeshta is the peak of doing with the worldly activities, right? So it has the energy of materialism, basically waiting for more materialism, waiting for more prosperity and abundance is the energy seen in the Jyeshta Nakshatra. So Jyeshta is a nakshatra where keeping up an image is more important than anything else. What kind of image we keep up in the society, that is very much important for them. So that's why they take responsibility. They try to protect others, at least to show some kind of good image in the eyes of society, even though they are not interested in protecting you or taking responsibility of you more, but still they will take more and more responsibility of you, or they may protect you to show some image, to show some good image in the eyes of the society. So that energy is very much prominent. So Jyeshta natives usually do everything from a point of view which cares a great deal about how others are actually perceiving them. So for others better perception, for others good perception, or to make a very good image in the eyes of others, they try to behave more like a Jyeshta, more protection, giving more protection, taking more responsibility, right? So they want to gain respect in society and do whatever is necessary to continue or to prevail, right? To have that respect, to continue that respect. So they set some standards, right? So in order to meet those standards, so Jyeshta Nakshatra energy people, they set some standards. So that standards are to show some image in the eyes of others. So in order to meet those standards, they try to be very protective about others. They try to take responsibility of others. So here, gaining a respectable position in the society or in the eyes of others is the main task for them. So in ancient times, when real acts of charity, kindness, were the stepping stones to gain a respectable position, Jyeshta functioning, the Jyeshta energy was very good. So in those yugas, if you want to gain some respect in the society, the only way is to do some charity, is to be very good with everybody, right? Otherwise, if you don't follow dharma, then in those days people used to perceive you as a very bad person, right? But because in those days materialism was not the main criteria for a better society, they believed dharma, following a good dharma was actually the main thing, right, in those days, for to form a better society. But if you observe in the age of Kali, the Kali Yuga, where people are thinking materialism is a main point, is the main criteria to gain respect in the society, then just imagine the Jyeshta energy is going to run after more and more materialistic things, right? Because they want to gain some reputation, they want to show themselves in a very good position, in the society. They want to show it. So but see, the present day and age, where you can see the excessive headless materialism is the main criteria of everybody in these days. So materialism is the standard. In those days, what was the standard? Following dharma was the standard, but nowadays materialism is the standard. So when materialism is the standard, Jyeshta energy gets channeled in useless self-destructive ways. So whenever a person is actually running after more materialism, that person will become self-destructive automatically, right? So a person will become self-destructive. That can be any yuga. In any yuga, the fundamental formula is, if a person is running after more and more materialism, one day the person will follow some kind of adharma and he will be landed up in a self-destructive situation. So that is where this Jyeshta energy can become very much negative, right? So this materialism showing, so materialism is the main criteria, so generally Jyeshta energy is something like it always waits for more materialism. That is the fundamental behavior. But at least in the ancient times, where dharma was the main standard in the society, even though they had this idea of more materialism, they still used to follow a lot of dharma, so that in the society they could gain some respectable position. But what in this age of Kali, what happens? They try to gain more respect with materialism, right? So Jyeshta energy in these days has a very great tendency to make a person to become very much materialistic. So because materialism is the standard to gain respectable position in the current society, right? So the stereotype mob leaders, if you observe, the corrupt politicians, the unwise politicians, the bureaucrats, the managers, these are all the Jyeshta characters, because they want to gain more respect by going into a higher authoritative position. So they may try to follow some adharma also, right? But of course they are going to be in a very good position. That is the advantage for them. But still, what see, there is no end for materialism, right? So generally it is not going to give satisfaction for them, so they may become self-destructive. So they need to control the materialism, the their desire for materialism. So natives with Jyeshta Lagna, that is Jyeshta rising or ascendant in the Jyeshta Nakshatra, are having some strong influence of Jyeshta energy. Let us say most of the planets in the horoscope, or 3 or more planets, are placed in the Jyeshta Nakshatra. Then also Jyeshta influence is more in the horoscope, we can say. So if they have more Jyeshta influence connected to the ascendant especially, then usually mature very quickly, both physically and mentally also. So that is the one important thing. So they have well proportioned bodies but are not able to hold on to their youth for long. So Jyeshta is the senior most one. So basically they mature easily, physically, mentally, and even their youth may not last for a long time. But generally we say it's a very generic prediction, that is their upper body is usually stronger than their lower body. So the easiest way to spot a Jyeshta person is to pay attention to their penetrating and probing eyes, right? The eyes are very much penetrating. So that is the generic expectation of Jyeshta energy. Now Jyeshta natives, they have a tendency to magnify their troubles also. They have a tendency to magnify their troubles. So there is no beating Jyeshta when it comes to unnecessary, exaggerated mourning and groaning and all stuff, right? So they have a tendency, they apt to magnify their troubles. So that is the one important thing. Maybe sometimes they try to magnify their troubles so that, once they get out of that, they may gain some respectable position in the society. Maybe because of that also they have this kind of tendency. You see the continent Africa, that is completely of Jyeshta energy. Continent Africa is under the strong influence of Jyeshta energy, you can say. So, and that is the main continent which have the Jyeshta energy. And another thing is a revengeful and vindictive tendency is often noticed in Jyeshta natives. They are revengeful. So they like to take revenges. They don't forget anything very easily. They want to take revenge if something bad happened to them because of someone. This revengeful and vindictive tendency is very much significant in the Jyeshta natives. So they also fall prey to jealousy very easily and are always on the lookout to put others down. They have jealousy, they have some significant amount of energy related to jealousy. So they can get jealous very easily, and with that jealousy they may try to put others down. A strong competitive spirit rather than an internal direction is what makes them manifest the full extent of their abilities. When they are in competition, they can try to do very good. If they don't have any competitor, then they may not do very well, they may just do average. But if there is a competitor for them, they generally try to do very good, and they have a tendency, they have jealousy factor, right? So if there is a competitor, then they always try to beat that competitor, that energy. So the revengefulness is observed, the jealousy factor, and they are very much competitive. revengeful, jealousy, revengeful, jealous, and competitive. Right? So it is RJC energy is present in Jyeshta. So revengeful, jealous, and then competitive. This defines Jyeshta, right? Now, the goodness of Jyeshta natives lies in their ability to be protective towards the weak, subordinate, helpless, and underprivileged people. If they see some underprivileged people or some hopeless people, they try to help them. Why? By helping them, they can show some good image in the society. They can show good image of them in the circles around them. They can purge themselves headlong into danger in order to protect others. So that behavior is, so whatever behavior that they are showing, the protectiveness and all the stuff, that can also, that is an inbuilt behavior, protecting others, showing authority on others, or being very much responsible about others. It's of course it is a natural behavior of Jyeshta, but this behavior at times you can also observe they are doing it to gain some kind of respect in the society or in the eyes of others, right? They want to show their greatness of that caring others or protecting others, right? They want to show that behavior also. So besides sticking to their word, they have a responsible attitude to the affairs that fall under their domain, and they are very much responsible, basically, that is by nature. And in that energy you can also observe a part of the energy is just to show their just for show off they are doing it. A part of the energy is also like that, they are protective, responsible, for gaining a respectable position in the society. So you can also see at times they can also carry their sense of responsibility and protectiveness to extremes. Extreme responsible, extremely protective, extremely caring. So if a person is having more Jyeshta energy, we'll talk about the padas, especially in some padas, it is this extreme responsibility, extreme caring is very much significant. So in today's day and age, most of Jyeshta's functioning is confined to the military, police, and similar Martian pursuits, because whenever you talk about protection, caring, and also responsible and having a very good authoritative position, then that energy very much relates to the police department and also the military department. So Jyeshta energy you can also find, most of the Jyeshta energy in police and military department. So since all these forces, police forces or military forces, they are guided and controlled by a dark light, there is no real sense in jealousy identifying oneself with his branches also, you can say. But generally they are protective, they are responsible. By default they show it. That can be ultimately a part of it can be to show, for show off, right? A part of it show off in the sense to get some respect from others, to get some respectable position in the society. Otherwise, see, why there is a poor person, why someone cares about that poor person? Either that guy who is caring for the poor person is expecting some kind of attention from others, is expecting some kind of fame, is expecting some kind of respectable position in the society, or by heart is very pure and he wants to help. In the case of Jyeshta energy, of course, to an extent, they are by heart, they are responsible and protective to an extent, not completely, but it's something like 30% they are responsible and protective by nature, and 70% or 60% they are like, they want to gain some respect, they want to show the others that they are very caring. Subconsciously they have this energy, right? So that is about the nature, the main nature, and the main nature of Jyeshta energy, right? So thanks for watching this video. We'll meet in some other video.